on A so far? All right, let's look at B now. On B, we have y equals negative 1/4 of x squared. Y minus 1/4 of x squared equals 4x plus 8. Erica, you say it was?
A parabola.
A parabola. Horizontal or vertical? Vertical, because we have y alone there. So, the first step is to complete the square. What is the value in front of x squared? Is it easy to complete the square with that value in front of it? No. So I will have to either put it out or find a way to get rid of it. It's easier for me to get rid of it. Multiply by 4, not by 1/4. Multiply everything by 4.
Doesn't make a negative 1.
So if I multiply everything by 4, I get 4y minus x squared is equal to 16x plus 32. We good so far? Now, to complete the square, I need to have x squared and x together on one side and numbers on the opposite side. So I will leave the 4y here, and I will subtract 32, and I will have it equal to x squared plus 16x. Everyone clear with what I just did? I move all numbers and y's to this side and all the x's on the right side. Now let's complete the square. Vanessa, you're going to help me out here. What's going to be inside the parenthesis? X plus, don't rely on what Erica says. Erica says a lot of stuff. X plus 8. The whole thing square. And what do you add on the opposite side?
16.
It's not 16. Once again, she says a lot of stuff. 64 plus 4y minus 32. Erica, you talk only when I ask you to talk, please.
Why?
Because you're not saying the right thing all the time. 64 minus 32 is?
You told me not to talk.
I haven't asked you to talk. 32, but you still talk though. That would be 4y's.
That's 2y.
Uh,
4y.
4y plus 32 is equal to x plus 8, the whole thing squared. Now I will subtract 32 from both sides, right?
Yeah.
To get 4y is equal to x plus 8 squared minus 32. And I divide everything by 4 to get 1/4. Note how I'm writing the value now. And 32 divided by 4 is? Eight. Now you can give me all values. Let's go ahead and write, starting with vertex. And we know this is vertical. So all you're looking at is the vertical parabola. So I have vertex. After vertex, I have axis of symmetry. After axis of symmetry, you have the focus and the directrix. Freddy, what is the vertex? Freddy? He said it's 0. Jordan, what's the vertex? Smiles.
Negative 8 over negative 8.
Negative 8, negative 8. That's what you have? Very good. Negative 8, negative 8. Always flip the sign inside the parenthesis and keep the sign of the one outside. If this is x, that means this is the x value with the flip sign, of course. And this is therefore the y value. I will try you again on another one. The axis of symmetry, by the way, does it start with x or y? Because it starts with an x, we know it's x equals negative 8. Therefore, the focus will also keep the same x value. You see how I follow my pattern, right? It started with an x, also the focus we have an x. We gotta find p. What's the value of a? 1/4. So I will say 1 over 4 is equal to 1 over 4p. So p is equal to 1. A quarter is equal to is equal to 1/4 times something. P got to be 1. For the focus, we add 1. So negative 8 plus 1 is negative 7. Negative 8 minus 1 is negative 9. It is that simple, guys. Very simple. Follow the steps, you can do it. We have another one on C. Much more interesting. And I will come to you, Freddie and Stephen. Just looking at it, Melody, is it horizontal or vertical? Horizontal? Vertical? It's not because I question that is wrong. It's horizontal, Melody. No, I will not.
So far away.
It's horizontal. You know it's horizontal because the one being square, not being square is x. It's going to be x equal. I will complete the square here with the y. So the first step is to get rid of these 2. But I will rewrite it as 2y squared plus 12y is equal to negative x plus 14. Because I do not want to have a number in front of y squared, I will divide everything minus 14.
Yeah.
Negative 14. It tells me that you're paying attention. Good. So I will divide everything by 2 to get y squared plus 6y is equal to negative 1 over 2x minus 7. You understand why I divide by 2? I want the y squared to be empty, nothing in front of it. Now let's complete the square with the y squared. To complete that square, I will have y plus.
But couldn't we do that one where we leave the 2 out?
Yes, you can, but that one might get heavy. I don't want you to do and multiply.
Okay.
Now, Ashley just brought a subject. So allow me to do Ashley's ways, because it's also cool. So I'm busting that one just to show you a different way. What Ashley said is, instead of dividing it by 2, she want to factor the 2 out and get y squared plus 12y is equal to negative x minus 14. And we will complete the square with that 2 in front. What will be inside the parenthesis? Y plus
Y plus 6.
I'm sorry,
3.
it was supposed to be 6. Y plus 3, the whole thing square with a 2 in front is equal to negative x minus 14. And what do I add?
9 times 2.
9 times 2, which is 18. So we can do it that way too, and it's actually okay. Now 2 times 9 is 18. 18 minus 14 is
4.
4. So we have negative x minus 4 here. So I have 2 times y plus 3 square is equal to negative x plus 4. Remember, we want x to be alone on one side. So to get x alone on one side, I will go ahead and move it over here and move this big thing over here. Oh, you play move the 4. Let's move the 4 and multiply or divide by negative. Sure. So that would be negative 4 plus 2 times y plus 3 square is equal to negative x. And multiply everything by negative to get x is equal to what? Negative 2 times y plus 3 square plus 4.
Wait, so the order does matter because it started with -4.
The order does matter when you want to write the final one. You want to have the one with the square first.
Okay.
All right, back to you, Freddie. I would like to know what the vertex is. Don't rush. Take your time. He said 4, -3. Is that correct? That's fantastic. In other words, you follow first what's inside the parenthesis to tell you if it's an X or Y. Very good, Freddie. Beside the vertex, we also need the axis of symmetry. We need the focus. And we need the directrix. Let me ask Roy, what is the axis of symmetry here?
Okay, I think it's -3.
The axis of symmetry is -3. I will mark it wrong because that's not an axis. An axis of symmetry is an equation. And you gave me, what is it?
No, why is y
Y equals -3.
Okay, so I got the number right though.
I will mark it wrong. I'm very, very specific. -3 might be a point. A line is not just a point. It's as if I'm saying, what is a banana? You say it's an orange. You say, well, an orange is a fruit too.
No, not even like you said.
It won't make any sense there.
You make me say, no, that's like me saying fruit. No, it's not orange.
Anyways, I'll keep going. You understand that for this, it will also keep the same Y. In the directrix, we have X equal. Now, we got to find P. I would say, be careful. 1/4P is equal to -2/1. Cross multiply. 1 is equal to -8P. So P is equal to -1/8. Now, because it's a fraction doesn't mean it's impossible. You have the calculator. So what I want you to do on your calculator is 4 plus -1/8 math fraction. You should get 31/8. -1/8 is my P. So I do 4 plus -1/8. Do you get 31/8?
Yeah.
How do you get 30?
Good. Your calculator.
So 4 plus.
-1/8. Use your calculator. And the other one, I will do 4 minus -1/8, and you're gonna get 33/8. Am I right? Do the -1. Tell me if I'm right. I should be. For word problems, it's not difficult. This time, I have the focus and I have the directrix at y equals -1. What I want you to do is look on your blue paper and find out which kind of equation or what kind of equation has the directrix y equal. Is it horizontal or vertical? Look at the blue paper. What is it? So we know it is. Is it vertical? We know it's vertical, so it's going to start with y equals. We know that much. Here's another thing. They say the focus is at 1 -3. I'm going to write this one back up here.
One doesn't change.
Do we know what the vertex is? No, we don't. Do we know what the axis of symmetry is? No, we don't. Do we know what the focus is? It's 1 -3. Do we know what the directrix is? What is it? Y equals -1. Now, the axis of symmetry, you understand? The axis of symmetry would actually be x equals something, right? We don't know what it is yet. Hold on. Yes, it is. Erica, slow down. So we know x equals something. In other words, I want to show you that if this is x equals something, it means that all of these were the same thing. So you know it's 1 here and 1 here. So I will put 1 and 1. Here's another thing. For this one, I know that this value minus p, plus p is negative 3. And this value minus p is negative 1. You see what I'm saying there? So I don't know what this is, but something, I will call it y. Minus p is equal to negative 3, but y plus p is equal to negative 1. The best way to solve this is add both lines and see what you get. Negative p plus p is negative p plus p is
Oh, you know.
zero. Y plus y is
2y.
2y. So here I have
Are they, wait, so
2y will be equal to negative 4. So y is equal to negative 2. So now I know that this is negative 2 here.
why do you start by getting the x with the vertex and the x?
It's based on the information. You gotta follow, because once you lost, it's hard to go back. Alright, let's go ahead and look at B now. A little different. Let's start by writing vertex. Note that I always write this. Vertex, axis of symmetry, focus,
Wait, skidding is horizontal.
and directrix. After I write all three of them, I will write the information that I know. I know that the vertex is at negative 2, 4. The axis of symmetry is at y equals 4. The length of the focal chord. The length of the focal chord is how many p's? How many p's on each focus by each focus point? 2 p's. Write it on your blue paper if needed. The length of the focal chord is actually 4p.
Wait, so for the directrix, it's going to be x equals?
Since 4p is equal to 8, what is the value of p? 2. Very good. Well, I can write the equation already. I don't need anything else. Remember, our goal is to write the equation. The equation would therefore be, because the vertex is negative 2, 4, the axis of symmetry is y equals 4. We know it's horizontal or vertical, by the way. Horizontal. I know you said it, but I want the whole class to know it. We know it's horizontal. And if it's horizontal, it starts with x or y. X equal. What's the p? 2. Do we put 2 in front of here? No, we do not. We need 1 over 4p. 1 over 4p will be 1 over 8. Because 4p is 8. So I will put 1 over 8. What goes inside the parentheses, Stephen? Stephen? Beside y.
Negative, oh wait,
What is it? Plus 4, minus 4?
Would it be negative 2?
It will be minus 4
Oh wait,
and minus 2 on the outside with the square.
so the 4 always goes on the end, okay.
Nothing, there's no always in mind. One last one. I start, of course, with vertex, axis of symmetry, focus, and directrix. Right, the vertex is 3, 6. It contains the point 4, 4 and has a horizontal. Well, they didn't give us much, but they told us it was horizontal, right? The axis of symmetry is horizontal. Actually, it's not the whole thing horizontal. The axis of symmetry is horizontal. So the equation of axis of symmetry starts with y. So if this starts with y, we know it's y equals what? 6. In the focus, we have 6 here. And this will be x equal. So is it horizontal or vertical? It is horizontal. So it starts with x equal. So we know this much. Yes. You need help? You know you know the whole equation? Which one do you know so far? She said 1 minus 3, open parentheses, square plus 6. Very good, but we're missing one information. What information?
Focus.
Value of. And what letter do we use for whatever is in front here? A. So I will write it like this.
Why is it because it's positive?
Minus 6. You flipped it.
Oh,
Is x equal y minus 6 plus 3, and I have a square. And yes, for now, I will write A. Are we going to leave it like this? No. They gave us another important information. This one. Very important because they say it goes through that specific point. So what I will do is, I will go ahead and plug in the point. Now, before is equal to the same A remain A, but inside my parenthesis, I have 4 minus 6 squared plus 3. You understand what I just did, right? Plug in a point. 4 minus 6 is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. So I have 4 is equal to 4A plus 3. Subtract 3 from both sides to get 1 is equal to 4A. So A is equal to 1/4. Now I can write the equation as x equals 1/4 y minus 6 squared plus 3.